hello, everybody, and welcome to the virtual press conference for Flora and Ulysses. I'm Mickey Novak. I'm going to be your moderator for today. I want to thank you all for joining. But first of all, I just wanted to say how much joy this movie brought me when I watched it. I don't even know how to describe it. It is one of those movies. It's got so many different genres. It's an adventure. It's an action movie. It's a comedy. We've got a superhero squirrel, but most importantly to me, it's one of those movies that you laugh out loud. You don't just chuckle to yourself, you laugh out loud. So I wanted to welcome and thank the people who are responsible for that, and that is our amazing panel. So holy bagamba, let's bring them in to the panel, to the chat. They're super talented, and it's one of those rare things that we have today where we get to talk to the woman who created the books, and without her, we wouldn't all be here today. She just popped up, everybody's popping up. Hello, everybody. Almost everybody here. So I'm just going to start with our introductions. First of all, she plays Phyllis Buckman. She is the fabulous mom in the film, Allison Hannigan. Hello, Allison.
Hi.
And hello. And dad, George Buckman. Ben Schwartz. Hello, Ben.
Hi, everybody.
She is Flora. She is amazing in this movie. You brought such a smile to my face. I cannot wait till you win your first Oscar. Matilda, Lawler.
Yay!
I'm twisting my mustache a little. He's a little evil in this movie, Daddy. And then our fabulous, fearless female director. Yes, Lena.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Hello.
And then, of course, like I said, it is such a rare treat to have an author of an award-winning book that got turned into this. You're the reason we're all here, Kate D. Camillo. Welcome, Kate. How's everybody doing?
Very good. Thank you.
Good. Well, thank you.
Okay,
We're all happy to talk about this movie.
Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to talk about this movie. I'm such a fan. I'm going to start with you, Kate. First of all, did I spot you in the movie by chance? Or do you have an IMDb page now? Are you now officially an actor?
You did spot me in the movie, but I'm not going to tell you where I am, and I'm not going to tell you how hard I worked to get that nanosecond of fame. I mean, it is so, if anybody ever gets a chance to go to a movie set, wow, you people work hard. You work hard. So yeah, but I'm in there. See if you can find me. Yes.
You are. And just to sort of start things off, I know for people who are fans of the book, may already or may not know this, but how did you decide to turn a squirrel into a superhero? Because I was like, why didn't I think of that?
Well, it's a really long story. I'm going to try to make it very, very fast. So my mom had a vacuum cleaner that she loved, and she passed away in 2009, my mom did. And in the last year of her life, she kept on saying, what's going to happen to the vacuum cleaner when I'm gone? And I was like, why are we worried about the vacuum cleaner? There are bigger things to worry about. But when she died, I did as I promised her I would do. I took the vacuum cleaner so that it would have a good home, except that my mom had a cat, the world's most evil cat named Mildew, and I'm allergic to cats. And I couldn't bring the vacuum cleaner into the house because of all the mildew hair in it. So I had to leave it out in the garage. Every time I pulled into the garage, I would see the vacuum cleaner and it would make my heart hurt. It would make me miss my mother. Okay, I'm halfway through this story. Then the spring after my mother died, there was a squirrel on the front steps of my house, draped dramatically across the steps, clearly in distress. And he wouldn't move when I got close to him, and I didn't know what to do for him. I called one of my best friends who lives a block away. I said, help me, there's a squirrel dying on my front steps. She said, do you have a t-shirt and a shovel? And I said, I do. And she said, get the t-shirt, get the shovel. I will come over there and whack him over the head. That's what she said. And all of this made me think about E.B. White's essay, Death of a Pig, how he was going out to feed a pig and thought about ways to save a pig's life. I thought about ways to save a squirrel's life, and I combined it with a vacuum cleaner in the garage, and that's the story.
No, you didn't tell the squirrel's okay.
Well, the squirrel left when he heard my friend saying, whack him over the head with a shovel.
Yeah,
the squirrel's like, I'm no dummy. I mean, I was out there on the cell phone. So yeah. Okay. I've taken up more than my fair share of time. I'm done now.
No, you
That
were
was
amazing.
That was an amazing story. Matilda, congratulations on this movie.
Thank you.
So amazing to watch. Every line that you uttered in this movie, I thought to myself, that could have been in the trailer. That could have been in the trailer. It's like a dream. I don't know how you do it. And I heard that there were 1,000 actresses that were seen for this role. What was the moment like for you when you found out that you were going to be Flora?
It was insane. So Lena, I was in this show, this Broadway show, and I was actually like in the middle of the city, huge crowds everywhere. And I got a phone call from Lena, and I hold it to my phone and like I can barely hear her. And I hear her say, "You want to be in this movie?" And I'm like, "Yes!" And I'm jumping around everywhere. And I'm
like a dance
so excited. Yeah, it was amazing. I was like so excited.
I love that. You just, as you do, you're in a Broadway show and you get that call, right? Normal life.
As a child.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Lena, oh my gosh, such a beautiful, amazing movie. And like I said in the beginning, when I was introing, there are so many different genres mashed into this. Like you had to do so many different things. Not only that, I saw your Instagram, you had an actual squirrel sitting on your lap, like a trained squirrel. So can you just talk about this whole experience as a whole and putting all those pieces together? And the squirrel in this film is unbelievable. Like it's unbelievable how perfect it is.
Oh yeah, Ulysses, I can't get enough of him. But the blueprint for most of the stuff that happened is in the book, so we were kind of lucky there. Apparently, crazy things like vacuum cleaners and everything end up in Kate's home. And then after that, we got to play with all kinds of things. I mean, we got to play with stunts off of buildings and car crashes, and then like it's just kind of written in Kate's brain and our writer Brad Copeland's brain, who wrote for Arrested Development. So he put all that kind of weirdness and fun into the movie, and then it was just kind of making it all real, which our lovely cast did. So it was a lot of fun, just kind of making things a little crazier. I got to have 2 squirrels on my laps, and they were trained and they did tricks, but they couldn't do everything that Ulysses did. So then we kind of just had to create Ulysses.
Yeah. Allison, I have a 2-parter for you. Number 1, how many lollipops did you consume making this movie?
Good question. We actually did keep a total, but I forgot what I think we stopped counting around like 37 or something.
Did you ever want to see a lollipop again, or are you done?
No, they were great. I was really happy. I really loved that there was a conversation about it, and I had to be really thoughtful about the lollipop because I was like, well, I don't want it too big because I don't want to like drool when I'm, taking it out of my mouth and stuff. So we settled on a really good one, and then I got to try all the different flavors, and I really I stuck with fruit punch. That was my good,
okay.
good flavor.
Tip. I mean, you're the connoisseur at this point, so but my second question to you is, I heard you say that you got to, which I didn't even know, you're such an icon of TV and film, that you don't like watching yourself, but you actually watch this film with your kids. And could you just talk a little bit about that?
Oh my goodness. Well, they've been, asking since the day we wrapped when they get to see it. So it's been a very, very long wait, and we got to see it early, and they were so excited, and I was apprehensive because I knew I was in it. But I just, like, from the moment it started, I sort of like forgot that I was even a part of it because I was so engaged, and then watching them, and they were so happy. They were, like you said earlier, laugh out loud, like beyond belly laughs, where I paused because I was like, well, they're going to miss the next scene because they're like tears. And I was just, and my husband and I kept looking at each other like, it's so good. And, we were so happy. And it was such a new experience for me to be able to not just be critical of, oh, I should have done that, blah, 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 the actor thing. And just really just be engrossed in this wonderful movie.
Yeah. I mean, I watched it by myself, and when you're watching something by yourself, laughing out loud, it's really, really funny, right? Ben, I heard something that you and Matilda have a magic trick.
Oh my goodness. We haven't done this in a year. When did we film the movie? A year and a half ago?
Yeah.
So maybe
Yes.
explain to everybody what that magic trick is. You can read each other's
No,
minds.
they won't explain it, and they won't tell you how they do it either.
And by the way, how dare you call it a magic trick? It is
No magic trick.
not at all. It is like we are able to zap words or people's names to each other's heads. Matilda, there's zero magic involved, correct?
No magic.
Okay. So do you care to give us a little demonstration of this?
Well, this is what would have to happen. Someone would have to whisper. Someone would have to in a chat maybe send me a person's name that's
Private chat, so I can't see
so
it.
Matilda can't see it, and then I by zapping it from my brain to hers, she'll be able to pick it up. Again, we haven't done this in a while. The force would have to be so strong with us that it could go through the internet onto her computer, through Matilda's brain, out of her mouth. So if you can find a way, Nikki, to private message me a person's name that we all have heard of, maybe it could be an actor, an actress, it could be a writer, it could be. I also really haven't done this in a long time, Matilda, and don't quite remember how strong the word is. Oh, great. There's going to be no problem. Nikki.
Well, I just typed it into the chat, so
Oh,
maybe.
but she can see it.
I see it.
She can see it.
I can text you one.
Oh, yeah, text me one.
I got it. I sent it.
Okay, perfect. Okay, while we're in the
Great.
middle of that, are we ready?
Yeah, we're ready.
Okay, let's do it.
You
Nice.
won't believe it. Sending texts take like 2 seconds. It's crazy.
It goes to like the moon and back just like that.
Prepare to be very annoyed because you won't be able to figure out how they do it.
Okay. Here we go. Okay, first of all, Matilda, are you ready to do this? Because this is a public forum. 117 people are in this room. People are now thinking it's a magic trick when of course it's not, Matilda. Tell the world.
It is no magic trick.
Okay, here we go. Sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. This time it isn't. Can you put your fingers on your head? Listen to the voice in your head. Open your mind. Open your mind. Now let the words in. Everyone's watching. You can do this.
I think I get it.
Okay, tell people what you're seeing or feeling right now.
I'm feeling
Yeah, rub your temples. That's very good. Yeah.
George Clooney.
What?
So annoying.
Is it right?
You did it. That's absolutely correct. I cannot believe you just got that.
We did it. We still got it.
Lena, was that not who you texted?
I've spent hours trying to figure out how they do this. And
I'm a
it just
magician
drives
in
me
the
crazy.
magic castle. I do not understand how you do this.
Lena has been upset about this for a year and a half. It's just a bond. We've been working. Matilda and I worked together for so many months, and it just happened one day.
It just happens.
Yeah.
Well, the bonding was clear on screen. Now, Danny, I want to talk about you bonding with this cat because in this movie.
Oh wait, Julia
segue,
Roberts.
Nikki.
I just had a vision.
No,
Julia
you
Roberts.
saw it in the chat. Come on, Danny. You saw it in the chat.
I didn't
Come
know
on,
you
Danny.
could all see that. I'm so Danny,
Oh, I thought it was just me.
Danny, like I said, a little bonding with the cat. Brilliant physical comedy. I thought of John Ritter when I watched you because he was such a brilliant physical comedian. And this was a joy to watch. And I can't imagine, first of all, how exhausted were you at the end of those days that you had those fights with the cat on set? Was that like a workout? And sort of, how did you do that? I don't know how you did it.
It was letting go. So thank you, first of all. I was a huge fan of Three's Company. Working with Lena, it's my second time. So I got to work with her on a film called Tiger Hunter. And I put it into my contract that I work with her on every film she does for the rest of her career. And she told me that this would be a complete departure. There'd be a lot of physical comedy involved. I love physical comedy. I thought that was gonna be really exciting and just kind of fun to dive into this world. And in terms of the physicality, they would give me pillows to put under my shirt. Sometimes this weird, like headless squirrel mushy doll to simulate the VFX of what the real squirrel would look like. And then it was just a lot of like, okay, just kind of run, dance, jerk your head around and move your body. And it was like dance. It was just letting go. It looked like I was getting electrocuted a lot, just kind of running around. And eventually we found something that looked like I was getting attacked by a cat, but it was all in here. Thankfully, I've been attacked by a few animals in my life, so I use that as my acting prep work.
Who knew? Who knew? You know, life, you know, what it brings you. You can use it in your craft. You never know, right? Getting attacked by animals is a good thing. Okay, so we're going to open up some of the questions now to the press. So when I call your name, you can unmute yourself and you can ask your question. So for the first question, we have Tessa Smith from Mama's Geeky. You can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Hi guys, then my question's for Kate. There's a lot of comic book influence in this story. So are you a comic book fan yourself? And if so, which ones are your favorites?
I am a comic book fan, but not a traditional comic book fan. I've been answering this question since the book came out, and I always feel kind of chagrined. What I grew up with and what I love is Charlie Brown and Peanuts. And I actually still read a Peanuts cartoon every morning. It is like it shaped my whole childhood, and it still shapes my sensibility. And so when I was writing the book, and I had Flora love comic book superheroes, when I turned it in, it didn't have a superhero in it. And my editor said, "Oh, you're going to have to make up a superhero." And I thought, I can't do that. But then, I did. And that's Incandesto, and it was really fun. So then I went back and did prep work on, by reading superhero comics and stuff. So kind of backwards. Yeah.
Kind of fun prep. Our second question, thank you, Tessa. Our second question is from Gray Hauser from Monorail News. You can unmute yourself and ask your question.
Is it the first question or the second question?
Let me see. I don't know. Take
whatever feels good, Gray.
Choice.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, to Kate, what changes from the book to the movie were your favorite?
This is funny because it goes a little bit with what Allison said about being able to watch yourself in this. And it's not my first experience having a book turned into a movie. And you kind of watch and think, oh, that's different, or this is different, or all of that went out the window. I mean, I had read Brad's script and I liked it a lot, but when I sat down and watched the movie, I watched it as my 8-year-old self. There was I didn't compare it to the book or anything. I just was so in it that I can't even, it feels to me like what happened between the script and the cast and the directing is that the themes of the book are amplified. And so the heart is even bigger, and the wackiness is even bigger. And also just the power of connection has been amplified. And so it's just whatever is different is more and better. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
What an answer. This is so exciting to hear Kate. We haven't for us, we haven't been able to hear her field questions about the book or the movie. So this is very exciting for us.
Hopefully that's the last time I'll talk. So, okay.
No, they're all Kate questions and I cannot wait.
I've got a list of Kate questions.
Yeah,
okay. Our third question is from Laura Sirico from The Nerds of Color. You can unmute yourself.
Hi. No, I'm excited because I don't know which question to ask, but for Danny and Ben, you guys got to extend your comedy wings for some of the scenes. Well, what was improv versus the script? Because there's a lot of scenes that you could have just gone extra. So which one was improv and which one was the script?
First of all, I love the sentence, expand your comedy wings. I've never heard that before. I love that. Look at Danny fly.
I heard they didn't give Danny a script.
Lena would probably know better than both of us, by the way, because she would be the one to be like, no, just do the script, or go.
These guys follow scripts. Everything they add a little something to everything. And
I think that's what it was. The script that Brad wrote was so good, and Lena gives us room to play, but with the knowledge of we're not going to be what's going on? What's that dinosaur over there? You know what I mean? It's always within the boundaries of what that scene is, and only if it heightens either exactly what it said, the emotion or the comedy of the scene without bringing it somewhere elsewhere. So I'm sure Danny and I played. I know Matilda and I definitely improvised a couple times, which was very exciting. We sang a whole song about butts that I believe is still in the movie. Danny, what do you think? Do you remember any in particular?
I'm just trying to think. I think it was a lot of, well, I mean, first of all, Ben and I have history of fighting for the last 3 years as brothers in an animated show. So that was very helpful. It was very easy to chase him with the tranquilizer gun and exciting for me. So I think it's hard to say. I don't know. But I think there was always, just like what you said, I think we started with the script. It was so good. Obviously, the world is so fully realized. And then we would just play while we were chasing each other. I think a couple times I commented on your speech, maybe. That was one
I think when we were at the door, it was me and Ben Ainsworth, and you came into the door, and that was a time that Lena's like, "All right, now go have fun, little boys, go have fun." Something like that.
And I like that you're kind of like action heroes in this too. You have like a showdown. Like it's like
Danny is a straight up action villain in this. The only reason he is, it's incredible. I love watching Danny.
I was so excited for this, and I'm glad you mentioned twirly mustache because I showed up to set with a real twirly-ish mustache, thinking like they're gonna love this. It's gonna be a huge twirly mustache. I'm gonna villain it up. And as soon as I stepped on stage, Lena was like, "Shave it. Too much.
This is a children's movie. Get rid of that weird thing."
I don't know what you're trying to do. It's a little too much." But I was so excited. I mean, Matilda is so incredible. My first scene with her, I'm like a villain, and she has so much emotion behind her in her eyes. I felt like I was just like an evil person, like right away, and I felt so bad. But I was also just taken. I was in awe of her power on screen. So it was so exciting for me to be part of this world.
Well, it's incredible. It was incredible to watch. I'm wondering now, because I kind of thought about that twirly mustache thing, if you and I should play the celebrity game, that if you should think of it, never mind.
Oh my God.
Julia Roberts.
Oh, you're right.
Okay, our fourth question comes from Max Borg from Movie Player Italy, all the way from Italy. Is he in Italy? Please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Yes. So my question is for Lena. Was it intentional to have a sort of mini Ducktales reunion because you have Danny, Ben, Bobby, and Kate all in the movie?
You know, after we got the first couple, then we're like, let's just go with it. Let's bring them all. Everybody from that show is fantastic. And then we just were enjoying it. We like threw in like Bobby's reading the Ducktales comic at the beginning. You'll see some ducks with like the different colors of their collars matching the characters in Danny's office. So yeah, after a while, we realized that the best gold mine in all of television is Ducktales, and we must bring everybody from there onto the movie.
Lena threw Easter eggs throughout that whole movie. There's like, Lena put fun little things for people who like comic books and Disney throughout the whole film, which I think is really exciting. I
was actually going to ask about that. So if you could just like throw out a couple, are you allowed to throw out a few that people can look for when they're watching the movie?
You know, there's so many. There's a whole world for just the comic book nerds. There's like, if you're a comic book person, which, you know, I grew up with, my brothers were like, if you go into the Comic Cave, which is the comic book store, there's a giant penny. And there's, which would be in the Batcave originally. You'll see Mysterio with the goldfish thing over his head. Some people will know who the ventriloquist dummy is, the mobster dummy next to the TV. So there's all like comic book world references for people will see those. And then there's a lot of DuckTales things, like I said. There's a lot of Allison Hannigan love. Like things
there is.
Her past world. There's stuff from Buffy hidden in the background. And then there's a lot of things. There's, you know, different books of Kate's that are hidden throughout. So there's just lots of treats everywhere.
I love the fact that you brought really the superhero element into it. And when Ulysses jumps out of the donut shop and lands like a superhero.
You know, squirrels do that. If you look up squirrel superhero landing, you will find that squirrels, because our CGI people were very particular. They're like, we don't want to do things that don't feel like what a squirrel would do. I'm like, oh, no, a squirrel does that. Google it and you will see.
I love that it's part of your job to research squirrels. Best job ever. Okay, our next question comes from Amy Fulcher from As the Bunny Hops.
Ooh.
Aww. Hi guys. So I was wondering, I'm always curious when there are computer generated animals, when you're making a movie, how challenging that is. And I know you said you had to train squirrel. I saw that on your Instagram, Lena, after Nikki mentioned it. But I just want to know how that all came together and what the challenges were of working with a character who's not there.
I'm going to have Matilda feel that first, because Matilda, you were acting for the most part alongside nothing. You tell them.
Yeah, it was kind of like at points, well, actually, Lena, you were kind of my squirrel at some points. You had this like little stuffed animal squirrel that you would like pretend was doing the scenes so I could kind of get an idea of what it would be like. And then for the most part, like during the actual scenes, I had this like gray, creepy, like rat thing that kind of looked like a rat. It was really like kind of creepy. And then of some other times I didn't have anything and I had to like pretend there was something there when it was nothing. So yeah, it was definitely interesting and kind of challenging, but yeah.
I have a question for you, Matilda. You got to say so many cool lines in this, and don't say what it is because I don't want to spoil it, but you got to say a line that Robert Downey Jr. says in Endgame. And you're looking at me like, I don't know. You know which one I mean?
I don't think so.
Are we allowed to say what it is?
I think so.
I don't even remember what it is.
I don't remember.
I love you 3000.
Oh.
Oh, wait.
You said it to
Oh, yeah, I
Ben, yeah.
remember. Yeah. I like that line.
So it's like you and RDJ toe to toe. But I wanted to ask you what your favorite line was. What was your, because there's like wholly unanticipated occurrences and all these fun ones. What was your favorite?
Yeah, there were some great ones. I feel like Holy Bagumba is always a good one.
Yeah, it was, and you delivered it brilliantly. Okay, our next question is from Courtney Howard from Fresh Fiction TV.
Hi, everybody. Good morning.
Morning.
Sort of touched on it a little bit earlier, but there's so many different styles of comedy in this, from basic punchline delivery to broad physical comedy, and you all are so great at handling it. And I'm sort of curious how your whole process when going about this sort of went for you. Maybe Matilda, if you want to answer this, or Allison, since I know Danny and Ben sort of touched on it.
Allison, do you want to?
Oh, sure. I mean, Lena was so great about sort of establishing everybody's physicality with their characters during rehearsal and everything. So, but I remember having a lot of fun trying to work out the awkward entrance with Ben of our, like, do we hug? Do we shake hands?
Oh, right.
That was really fun to do. I love anything where I get to be awkward.
That was a standout moment, actually. I really noticed. I actually watched the movie twice, and I watched it the second time. It was just, there was so much nuance to it. It was
honestly, I could have just done that all day. It was so like, because everything we did was just sort of different. But it was, I really enjoyed it. I think at one point I felt your nose.
Yeah, of course. Surely. There were 1,000 takes of that.
Yeah.
It's very fun to act in something. Like Allison has been in so much comedy and she's been doing such great stuff for so long. It's like so fun for that moment to try to find it with her and with Lena. We literally tried 1,000 things. There could be a weird supercut of us weirdly trying to say hello to each other.
We need that supercut.
I don't think we do. I really don't think we do.
Oh, we have it on our editor's computer. We went through many.
Okay, the fabulous Carla Renata from the Curvy Film Critic is next.
I was looking for the mute button. I'm like, where is it? How y'all doing?
Hi, Carla.
Good. How are you?
Hey, this question is for Allison. Phyllis goes through so many major lengths to inspire herself with her writing, like getting that old typewriter. I was interested to know what lengths you've ever gone through to prepare to get into the zone of a role.
Ooh, that's a good question. Wow. I mean, I guess I'm not as method as I should be. I mean, I tried a lot of Lollipops for this role, so that was, that was difficult, so hard. But I don't know, actually, I did, before Buffy, and I did an episode of a show called Touched by an Angel, and I was playing a teen that was going to give up, that was pregnant and going to give up the baby for adoption, and then I took the baby. And so it was a drama. But so to prepare for, they show the birthing scene. The doctor who was going to be on set said, "Oh, hey, I have a woman who's giving birth," and she said, "You can come watch." And I was like, "Okay." And I think it was probably, maybe it was like 20 or something. I don't know. So I walk into this room, and this woman is like in the final stages of labor, and I'm like, what do we like talk about awkward greeting? And then the doctor's like, "Come on." And I was like, okay. And so I'm like meeting this stranger and now watching her give birth. And of course it was incredible, but she also made it look so easy that I'm like, this isn't really going to help for the scene, because I feel like it's not as dramatic as it should be for a TV show. Because she made it like, she lied. She made it look real easy. But I got to watch her and I immediately started bawling because it's so beautiful and everything. And then it was just like, okay, bye. So weird. But yeah, I guess it was like her sixth child, so she didn't really care if it was straight.
You know what she deserves? She deserves the Jack and Rose Titanic statue.
Oh,
That's
totally.
She needs
and
it.
maybe like a spa day with 6 kids.
Okay, we're almost finished. Real quick before I wrap, I want to thank you all. But just to wrap things up, I'm going to go quickly down the line. There's a lot of snacks in this movie, and it made me very hungry. So I want to go down the line, and you choose the best snack that all appeared in this film: lollipop, cheese puff, donut, or Pop-Tart. I'll start with you, Kate.
Oh, cheese puffs, duh. Yeah.
Allison?
Oh, I'm going to go lollipop.
Still in character. Okay, Lena?
Oh, cheese-o-mania cheese puffs. For
Yeah.
sure.
Ben?
Donuts. Are you crazy? Donuts.
6 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, Danny?
Giant donut. Yes.
Oh, the giant.
And we'll finish with our star, Matilda.
I'm actually gonna go with Pop-Tart. I like Pop-Tarts.
Oh wait, you left out peanut M&M.
Oh, great snack during a movie, mind you.
I mean, that might have that overtakes lollipop for me.
Yeah, actually.
You like eating that gross mildewed one at the end, huh?
A lot of mildew references in this movie.
Right? Thinking.
Mildew is what the sequel's going to be.
Well, Kate, I hope that Flora and Ulysses are still dancing around in your head, and that there might be a sequel one day. But I want to thank you all for joining. Thank you for this fun conversation. I'm going to go have some donuts and lollipops and all that. Now I'm really super hungry. This is an incredible movie, Flora and Ulysses. Everybody can see it on Disney Plus on February 19th. Thank you all again. You're amazing.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thank you, Nikki.
Thanks, everybody.
If you like this video, don't forget to comment, to like, and subscribe to our channel right here.